And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Friday and another full day of the NBA. Thank goodness. Woof, every day we'll have NBA on till the end of the season. And that is absolutely glorious. Was it not, folks? Last night getting right back into watching the NBA, betting the NBA. Now we can finally start breaking down the NBA back on a day-to-day basis. Absolutely fantastic. So, today on the show, obviously breaking down the NBA from last night, and man, oh man, we kind of killed it. We didn't go 7 for 7, but we went 5 of 7, folks, and the two teams that killed us, one we predicted, and the other one we just gave the team a little bit too much credit. So, I mean, we are picking up exactly where we left off right before the All-Star break, folks. Fantastic. So, we'll go over the games from last night. I still want to predict and react to the lines of the teams of tonight's game that are not on the back-to-back. So I still want to kind of do that, so we will do that. Break down the line, talk about the line, talk about betting in the NBA and all that. Unfortunately, our dreams of winning $900,000, between 2 days is unfortunately squashed because of the 2 losses last night. Unfortunate, but we can still make a little bit of money again tonight. That's no worries, no problem. So we'll talk about betting in the NBA. We're going to have to talk about the MVP in the NBA as well because I've been seeing a lot of things this morning, and we'll just I already put out a little bit of a tease on my Twitter, but we got to talk about the MVP, folks, and put it all in order and make sure we're all on the same page because I think we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. We will investigate a little bit, but I think we're getting a little bit too ahead of ourselves on the current, maybe potentially MVP narrative that is just beginning this morning on social media and in the media. But we'll talk about that as well. So, breaking down the NBA, if we get time in the show, we will start our NFL 2021 final thoughts list. We will get to that if we have time. Not sure if we're going to have time or not, but if we do, we will have that at the end of the show. But before we get into any NBA from yesterday or today or betting or MVP, anything like that, there are some NFL stories. So let's start with the NFL today. Then we'll head over to the NBA and do all that jazz. Sound like a plan? Because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Not switching it around. But here we go. Let's start with the NFL and then we'll switch gears to the NBA. All right, here we go. Just some stories to talk about in the NFL quickly. Maybe not quickly. We'll see how long it takes us. But here we go. All right, so going to talk about Kyler Murray here. And once again, this kind of really came out of nowhere. Big old left field ball of Kyler Murray not happy with the Cardinals. The Cardinals not happy with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's not a leader. People are speaking out against it. It all just came so kind of out of left field very suddenly. So now we're starting to kind of play catch up of like, all right, when did this start? Is there any validity to anything being said? What are their actions? We saw Kyler Murray like unfollow every Arizona Cardinals social media on Twitter and Instagram and all that. So this story over the last 2 weeks has really just kind of been crazy. But now we're finally getting kind of some words with the Cardinals organization and everything. So let's see what the Cardinals owner is saying. Let's see if we get a little bit more of a clearer picture on the whole Kyler Murray situation here in Arizona, because is the man not even going to be with the Cardinals next season? Once again, playing into our narrative of, hey, shorter quarterbacks can't really get it done. The Cardinals are ready to move off of Kyler Murray this quick. Is this right? What the hell is going on? So here we go. Cardinals owner Michael Bidwill says Kyler Murray is, quote, part of our long-term plan. So, all right, let's go into a little bit deeper of these quotes here. Let's see what he's truly saying here. Are they truly buying into Kyler Murray? Or is this going to be one of those things where, at the current moment, our current plans are Kyler Murray is our quarterback moving forward, currently, right now, at this minute. Y'all know how we feel about when they start saying at this minute, 12:06 p.m. on February 25th, 2020, he is our quarterback at this current minute. We know how that kind of goes in business speak. Yeah, he's our quarterback right now. But, tomorrow, who knows? I can't speak for tomorrow. And that's if we get the owner of the Cardinals saying, yeah, he's our long-term plan for the future, but tomorrow, we don't know what tomorrow brings. I mean, that's when we're going to have some concerns about Kyler Murray staying with the Arizona Cardinals. But let's go in this article and let's see what the owner is saying. He was just on a radio show this morning, and let's see what the man is saying. So here we go. Let's read some lead-ups to the quotes. Got about 2 quotes in their short, so we'll see. Maybe not kind of gushing over Kyler Murray, but let's see what we get here. Here we go. The air in Arizona is beginning to clear after offseason began in cloudy fashion regarding quarterback Kyler Murray. Cardinals owner Michael Bidwill told Arizona Sports 98.7 FM on Friday he spoke with Murray on Thursday night, noting that the speculation regarding the team's relationship with the quarterback is inconsistent with his conversations, saying, quote, "Put me in the corner of I love him and I know he's going to get better." Alrighty, so, but that was kind of, what was kind of coming out. It wasn't like, they didn't love Kyler Murray or didn't believe in Kyler Murray. It was Kyler Murray's not a leader. Kyler Murray didn't really get any better as the season progressed, and that was really the 2 big things about Kyler Murray that I thought, when I was kind of piecing together all this, when I was piecing together all this information, that's kind of what I thought it was. Oh, okay, he's not a leader and he needs to get better. I thought that was kind of the consensus with all the information being poured out here. So yeah, the owner can love Kyler Murray, that's fine. Him saying he needs to get better, or I know he's going to get better, kind of says, hey, he needs to get better. So this is seeming like consistent of what we're hearing. He's not kind of coming out and being like everything is false and he's amazing. Yeah, obviously he can get better because he's young, but we can win with him right now, anything like that. And we only get one more quote and it's small. So all right, this may turn into something not great here by Kyler Murray. I don't think the owner is doing a good job of putting us at ease on Kyler Murray wanting to leave the Arizona Cardinals, but let's see what this second quote holds for us here. So let's read the lead up. The hullabaloo surrounding the quarterback's future in Arizona came after he scrubbed his social media of mentions of the Cardinals following the Pro Bowl, to which the team replied in kind. With cooler heads appearing to prevail, sides will work on a potential long-term deal as Murray enters his 4th season. The team is expected to pick up his 5th-year option on the signal caller, but Bidwill plans on Murray being in Arizona well beyond, saying, quote, "The structure of it, the timing of it, it's a complicated process and it takes some time." So that's what he's saying. Oh my God, to get a contract done, man, oh man, it's so complicated, man, oh man. Ooh, I just don't know. It's going to take some time. Don't expect it now. So, all right, kind of seems like the owner here of the Cardinals is saying one thing, but kind of subtexting another here. So I don't know if this is like supposed to be like sweeping everything under the rug to be like, hey, no, everything's fine in Arizona here. But I don't think we've heard the last of Kyler Murray and the Cardinals maybe not being on the same page. So yeah, Michael Bidwill, I don't think he said anything right there. 2 small quotes, and he never really kind of put me to ease. Kyler Murray is still potentially not the future of the Arizona Cardinals. We saw the Cardinals flounder at the end of this season, very similar to what we've seen by the Seahawks the last 2 seasons. We've seen the Seahawks. I mean, this is how, the whole Russell Wilson thing started last year. No, just a little bit of a quip in the media by Russell Wilson, a little bit of actions by Kyler Murray, unfollowing everybody on social media. I mean, it's not like Russell Wilson made a big old stink. He said some comments in the media, hey, I want a better offensive line, I don't want to get hit. Kyler Murray taking everybody from the Cardinals off of social media. Just small outbursts, if you want to call it that. And it was still continuing on the following season. And now, in this offseason, we're still hearing from Russell Wilson in the betting odds. And is he going to stay with the Seahawks or is he going to another team? We're kind of seeing, hey, it's a little bit more favorable that Russell Wilson may be leaving Seattle. So this seems to be like the start of a Russell Wilson situation with Kyler Murray. And once again, side note, we got to bring this up. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, shorter, smaller quarterbacks, folks. I mean, this is the narrative. This is something that we'll be investigating all off season long. Can shorter quarterbacks, and I'm still struggling to put what the actual number is. I don't know if I want to go 6'2 and under or 6'3 and under. I think when we start to really break it down, we're going to have 6'2 and under, it would be 6'1 and under, 6'2 alone, and then 6'3 and above. I really think we have to kind of draw the line at 6'2 and see what that 6'2 number is by itself, and then see the opposite sides of 6'2 and below and 6'2 and above. So I think that's how we're going to kind of break down the heights at the quarterback level. When we truly get our elbows deep into all those numbers and stats and the heights of the quarterbacks, we're going to go back, folks. We're going to do quarterbacks and look at what the height is and all that. So Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, both being a little bit shorter, both, having, Kyler Murray hasn't had big-time success like we've seen with Russell Wilson, but not sustainable success. I mean, we've seen Kyler Murray have flashes of greatness, especially this season, and then once again floundered in the back end. We saw Russell Wilson appear on the scene hot as heck. Once again, folks, we talked about Russell Wilson like we're talking about Patrick Mahomes. Let's all keep that in mind. Russell Wilson came onto the scene hot as heck and then has kind of fizzled out a little bit success-wise. I still love Russell Wilson, the passer, but success-wise, winning-wise, it's going down a little bit. So just interesting. Once again, 4-year windows. It's hard to be, great past 4 years and all that. But, we've got this entire offseason to see what comes out for the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. But that did not put me at ease. Like, this entire thing is put to bed, put to rest. Kyler Murray, the Cardinals are on the same page. They're ready to make a deal. They're ready to move forward. They're ready to win together. I'm not getting that by the owner. So we'll see what continues to happen. The offseason just started, folks, literally. This is going to be the second Sunday without footballs, folks. I know, yes, it's only been 2 weeks without football. I know. We're all going to try to get through this long offseason together. I know. But, it just started, folks. So, it's going to be entertaining as heck. This is, one of the plethora of stories out here, involving controversies with high-profile players. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know if Kyler Murray is truly the long-term solution in Arizona. All right, let's move on to the next story. Another quarterback controversy in the news here. Talking about, once again, Aaron Rodgers out here. Once again, a little bit holding the Green Bay Packers hostage. The Packers are doing everything in their power to cut costs at every single corner. They just cut somebody else today, didn't they? Or renegotiated a contract. Did I not like the tweet? I saw the tweet today. I saw the information. No, that's not it. But another Packers player just kind of took a little bit of a pay cut to save $3 million, I believe, against the cap room. Once again, the thinking behind the Packers is, all right, we've got to sign Aaron Rodgers. We've got to get Devontae Adams. That's their two biggest signings, and they have to free up cap space for both of those great, talented players that are obviously worth the money. We're not saying that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are not worth the money. They're worth the money. We understand this. It goes deeper than that. But now we're getting reports of Aaron Rodgers wanting to be the highest paid quarterback, around $45-50 million a year annually. So once again, we get one thing by Aaron Rodgers and a totally different thing by Aaron Rodgers in a 24-hour period. Now, we do have to say this, with a little bit of grain of salt. There is no footage or audio of Aaron Rodgers saying that he wants to be paid the highest quarterback. He doesn't we don't have Aaron Rodgers saying himself he wants to be the highest paid quarterback. This is just kind of reports from sources on ESPN and, NFL insiders and all that. So we will take it with a grain of salt here. But Aaron Rodgers claiming to wanting to be the highest paid quarterback of all time when they're in just kind of salvage mode. Hey, let's just kind of keep this thing going one more year, doing what we have to do. Everybody taking pay cuts so we can all stay here. Aaron Rodgers wanting Devontae Adams with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers saying, hey, he wants to be a Packer. And, once again, gratitude isn't cryptic. That genius quote of his. I mean, honestly, I think I'm going to, next year's canvas, if we do an Aaron Rodgers canvas, it's going to be all of his little quips and quotes that he said over the years that are just, they're just like trying to kind of prove that he's so smart and brilliant. Once again, what he wants to be known for, his brain. Aaron Rodgers does not care about being known for his arm, because we know for his arm, he won't be the greatest quarterback of all time. But Aaron Rodgers wanting to be known for his big brain ability. Gratitude isn't supposed to be cryptic. Okay, we get it, Aaron. So we get this Aaron Rodgers wanting to be the highest paid quarterback of all time. And then today, Greg Jennings went on, one of Aaron Rodgers' former teammates. I forgot what he went. Oh, right here. First Things First on ESPN. So Greg Jennings goes on First Things First and, about Aaron Rodgers wanting to be the highest paid quarterback of all time. This is what he had to say. Quote, Aaron Rodgers has been a very selfish guy. I go back to personal experiences. His words to me were, quote, don't be that guy, kind of regarding, hey, don't be that guy, don't be that kind of teammate that asks for money to kind of hurts the team overall. Don't be that guy, that selfish guy and all that. Don't be that guy. And then he says, all of a sudden, it's about the money. So once again, Aaron Rodgers saying one thing, do as I say, not as I do. Y'all know how people say that, right? The hypocrites that say that. Do as I say, not as I do. And now Aaron Rodgers is kind of doing that same thing. So once again, we get Aaron Rodgers, the big brain guy, saying, hey, can't we all just take pay cuts and nobody be selfish and we can win a ring? And then, the very next day, hey, I want to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. So, what is the truth, Aaron? Once again, I don't understand. I truly don't understand why everybody defends Aaron Rodgers, folks. Nobody is as defended as Aaron Rodgers is, folks. There is no athlete that is as defended as Aaron Rodgers. Maybe the closest would be Michael Jordan, and he's the greatest of all time in basketball, a GOAT in another sport. Where we get Aaron Rodgers, he's not the GOAT of football, folks, but he's treated like the greatest of all time. He's defended like the greatest of all time, and I just don't get it, folks. Not getting to the Super Bowl, that's what y'all love? Floundering in big playoff games, that's what y'all love? I know the man is a great talent. I'm never denying that or knocking that. We've said if you want to go just purely based off of arm talent, we could put Aaron Rodgers at the greatest of all time position. But not the quarterback, what it means to be a quarterback, the leadership, the winning, making the right plays, also making the big throws, having the big arm. There's more that goes into quarterbacking than just having a great arm. And Aaron Rodgers fails at every single one of those points besides having a big arm. So we have Greg Jennings going, going at Aaron Rodgers, and then everybody kind of, defends Aaron Rodgers. The big defense right now is, kind of what we prefaced, the story with Aaron Rodgers. We don't have official confirmation of him wanting to be the highest paid quarterback of all time. That's the new defense on Aaron Rodgers. Well, we don't know. There's a report, but we don't hear it from him. Nobody's saying that he wants to be the highest paid quarterback in the league besides the people that are reporting on it. That's the defense on Aaron Rodgers at the current moment. So Aaron Rodgers saying one thing, doing another, doing one thing, saying another, wanting to kind of, bring the band back together for the Packers, one last ride. He already tweeted out, last season, the last dance, and then he wants to stay here. Seems like he's stringing along the Packers, and that's why we've been championing for this Packers team to just cut ties. You've got to be done with Aaron Rodgers. And I know, folks, it's tough for me to say this, but I think at the end of the day, I truly believe in this. It is hard. It's not worth the headache. It is not worth Aaron Rodgers' talent to keep him with the Packers. He's just not worth it at this point in time. He's not getting to the Super Bowl every single season. He's knocking on the door, which is great, but I mean, at some point, we've got to get better. And if we're stalling at the same place, isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? We are getting the same result here by Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he can get to the NFC Championship game, but then he flounders. He doesn't go above and beyond. He doesn't show any goatness in those NFC Championship games. So what's the headache? Every single season, we have to wait till Aaron Rodgers makes up his mind whether he wants to stay here or leave, putting the entire team and organization on pause during crucial signing times every single offseason? This is what we should be waiting around for. I would be done with it. I am done with it. Cut the ties. I'm done. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm like, all right, Aaron, I've had enough. You're done. No, you're not making up the mind here. You're done. We're not having you back. It's unfortunate, but we're not doing this again. You're done. You're done. You don't have to say anymore. You are done. I am telling you, you are done. We're done with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. Great quarterback. We get it, but we're done. We're not playing this game every single year. And if you think it's gonna end at this season, this is gonna be all right. This is it. He either stays or goes. Well, I got news for you. We said the kind of same thing last season. Oh, if he stays this season, kind of means he's gonna stay for the long haul. They're gonna win him over. Wasn't that the big thing? The organization was gonna win Aaron Rodgers over this season, and here we are, the same talking points, the same discussion a year later. It won't change next season if he's still with the Packers. There'll be something else. He wants something else. He still doesn't feel loved. He's still not winning, so he still doesn't feel loved. So next season, we're still doing the same thing that we did last season, that we're doing this season. I cut Aaron Rodgers. I'm done. I'm not playing these games anymore. The leadership is not there. It's not worth the headache. Congratulations, you have a big arm. When you use it, to not throw the ball away because you don't want to make the wrong decision. So I'm done. I'm over it. I'm cutting Aaron Rodgers. I am officially cutting Aaron Rodgers. You give me to the Packers. You give me the keys to the Packers organization right now. I'm cutting Aaron Rodgers. I'm done. I'm over it. Trade him. Trade him away. Let's start building something other than Aaron Rodgers holding us hostage, holding the team, the organization, the coaches, the players. Everybody is held hostage every single year by Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers knows this. He knows he has a little bit of the high ground here, and we champion, use your leverage. Absolutely. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing here. He is using his leverage. So I guess we can't kind of knock him too much on that aspect of using your leverage. Because he knows he's got the Packers. He's got the Packers by the Packers, folks. We know this. He's got both his hands on both of those Packers, and he's got them right gripped tight, folks. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, you want to go somewhere? You want to do something? Well, I'm bringing you back down. I'm still here. Got him by the Packers. So every day it's Aaron Rodgers, and once again, weren't we supposed to have this not be a long process? Isn't Aaron Rodgers saying every single day, oh, it won't be long, it won't be long, it won't be long, it won't be long, but then we drag it out every single day, and every day something new comes to light in the media. So once again, Aaron Rodgers, I've had enough of the game. I'm done with the words. I'm done with the big brain IQ. I cut Aaron Rodgers right now. Done with them. Absolutely done. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, what comes out tomorrow on Aaron Rodgers and all that, what the story is on Aaron Rodgers tomorrow. We're here every single day, folks. This is why we're here every single day, because we have to keep up with Aaron Rodgers' nonsense every single minute of every single day, okay? So that's where we are with Aaron Rodgers. He's not worth my headache. He's not worth the time anymore. Go to the AFC, have an easier path to the finals, to the Super Bowl and all that. Win your Super Bowl, ride off into the sunset. And that's going to be maybe the most frustrating part about this. If he does leave the Packers and does win a ring year one, his head is just going to be inflated beyond. It's going to get it's honestly going to be intolerable, folks. I want Aaron Rodgers Rodgers to win another ring? Absolutely. But if he does, it's going to be absolutely intolerable from the fans to the media. Stephen A. Smith will be back on it. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he'll have the biggest grin on his face. Aaron Rodgers won't even say anything. After Aaron Rodgers wins another Super Bowl, the man will not say anything for the entire year. He'll do media appearances, but all he'll do is just put a giant smile on his face. They'll ask him question after question, and his only response is grinning at the camera. That's all it would be. So it will be insufferable. It will be intolerable. Hopefully it would be worth it at the end of the day if Aaron Rodgers wins another ring. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to endure I don't know if I want to endure the insufferableness that will come from Aaron Rodgers winning a ring, especially year one, if he changes from the Packers. So, still don't know what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. Says one thing, does another, does one thing, says another. So, we'll see how it all plays out, folks. We'll see what tomorrow's headline is for Aaron Rodgers, but that's where we are currently. Now rumored he wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL. We'll see. All right, so that's Aaron Rodgers, folks. Classic Aaron Turtle Rodgers that we all know and love, yes? Alrighty, here we go. Next story up here. And once again, this is a little bit continuing on why the Dolphins need to get excited, folks. Dolphins fan, you need to get pumped. I think this is maybe the most optimism I've had as a Dolphins fan for a long time. I think I said that last season too, but I think this season is truly different. Now that we've got the offensive mind all around Tua, everybody's backing up Tua. We bring in Wes Welker to be the wide receiver coach, and we all know Wes Welker, right? I mean, this man had an incredible, folks, an absolutely incredible, like 7-year stretch. Oh my God, these numbers are fantastic. From 2007 to 2012, folks. The man was putting up 1,000 yards every single season, besides 2010, where he only played 11 games and still put up 848 yards overall. But I mean, this is this kind of 5-year stretch right here, folks. 2007, 1,175 yards, 8 touchdowns. He led the league in receptions. Following year, 2008, 1,165 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2009, 1,348 yards, 4 touchdowns, led the league in receptions at 123. Then we had the down year where he only played 11 games, 848 yards, still had 7 touchdowns though. Then back right at it, 2011 with his best season of his career, 1,569 yards, 9 touchdowns, led the league in receptions, 122 yards, and then he caps it off with 2012, 1,354 yards, 6 touchdowns, absolutely fantastic. So we know Wes Welker is great, a great receiver in that kind of Patriot system, a little bit of a slot guy, getting it done. And, now he's working with this Dolphins team. Wes Welker was also a coach, so he has great playing experience, great coaching experience here. He was the offensive assistant coach, special teams assistant coach in Houston in 2017 and 2018. And then for the last 3 years, where the San Francisco 49ers were doing pretty good, 2019, 20, and 2021, he was the wide receivers coach, folks, getting it done, winning playoff games, upsetting the Packers, working with Jimmy G, who everybody in the national media says is not that great of a quarterback, getting great production out of the receivers. So now we bring in Wes Welker here to work with the great genius of Darrell Bevell and Mike McDaniels. There is big time reasons to be big time excited. If you're a Dolphins fan, the future truly looks bright. We do have that big lawsuit. That's the only dark spot, and hopefully it doesn't derail the team. It could, because if Stephen Ross is kind of found guilty of paying Brian Flores or offering to pay Brian Flores $100,000 for every single loss, he's got to sell the team. I won't stand for it, and I may not even be a Dolphins fan if he's not forced to sell the team. Like, we'll have that discussion, but I'm truly hoping we don't have to. He's going to have to sell the team if that truly comes to light. It goes against everything we believe in, folks. Why we started the show, to celebrate and champion high level of competition. We love competition. And once you disgrace competition by cheating, that's why I can't watch the MLB baseball, because y'all are championing for cheaters to get into the Hall of Fame. It's absolutely bizarre, absurd, bizarre, not right. I cannot stand for it. That's why I don't watch baseball. It's a cheater sport. Congratulations, you can cheat winning. Is that good? No, of course not. That goes against everything of competitive play, competition and all that, and I will not stand for it, folks. You understand me? So if that comes to the Dolphins, I'm truly going to have to reconsider fandom here. But other than that, there's talent, there's optimism, there's high IQ, outside the box thinking, and now we get Wes Welker, a little bit of quotes on him, from him on this Dolphins team. So let's see what we get from Wes Welker, why he's optimistic, why he's ready to rock with this Dolphins team. This is kind of the clickbait headline here, folks, which caught my attention, and I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I love kind of the respect here. I love a little bit of the respect here. But here we go. The kind of attention-grabbing headline here. Dolphins wide receiver coach Wes Welker on Jalen Waddle says he's, quote, kind of Tyreek Hill-ish with the ball in his hands. Now, let's not disrespect Tyreek Hill. That man is absolutely fantastic. I love Jalen Waddle, but I don't know if Jalen Waddle can go up and get the ball like Tyreek Hill can, and that's kind of why Wes Welker says he's a little Tyreek Hill-ish with the ball in his hands, with the speed and the elusiveness and the acceleration that Jalen Waddle has. Jalen Waddle's not the receiver like Tyreek Hill is. Shorter receiver, fast as heck, that will go up and catch the ball, high point the ball like a DeAndre Hopkins. So, loved a little bit comparisons there, and it seems like Wes Welker is truly kind of, putting it right on the nose. He's a little bit of Tyreek Hill-ish with the ball in his hands. But let's see all these quotes here. There's kind of a lot of them, so we'll have to try to go through. Actually, there's not that many as I thought. But we'll try to go through it a little bit quickly here. But let's see, can Dolphins fans once again have their expectations increased? I mean, what we talked about yesterday on the show, folks, Dolphins optimism needs to increase probably like 50%, and we'll see how much we can increase it right here with this news and the quotes of Wes Welker. So, here we go. First quote, let's read the first lead up here. Here we go. Dolphins' new wide receiver coach Wes Welker spoke glowingly this week. Oh, and I love that. This new year, new word, glowingly. Are we done with gushing? I don't mind gushing. I kind of learned to love the word gush and gushing, folks. I mean, it's kind of part of our vocabulary now. I mean, we're almost saying it, not on a daily basis, but almost on a weekly basis. I will say the word gushing. So, NFL kind of got me hooked on gushing, and now maybe kind of changing words to glowingly. We'll see if everybody starts to use the other G word, glowingly, instead of gushing. We love that. Using new words. Love that. Yes, sir. Get that in your repertoire of vocabulary. Glowingly. Yes, folks? All right, here we go. Dolphins' new wide receivers coach Wes Welker spoke glowingly this week about what Waddle brings to the table, saying, quote, I remember him coming out of Alabama. You know how much I liked him, his speed, the urgency and the passion he plays the game with, and you could tell he was a guy that was going to come in and be a pro early on, and really excited to be working with him. A little bit of a maybe typo there. I don't know. Another quote, we'll be working hard to make him the best player that he can possibly be, and I know he's going to work his tail off to be the best player he can be as well. So high praise from Wes Welker, who got it done in the league, loving Jalen Waddle's speed. Fantastic. Here we go. Next set of quote up here. So let's read the lead up. Waddle flashed speed and playmaking ability after the catch during the 2021 season. As a rookie, he generated 1,015 yards. That's absolutely fantastic. Coming in year one and being a 1,000-yard receiver, absolutely fantastic. Now, unfortunately for Jalen Waddle, this probably would have been Offensive Rookie of the Year, stats right here, but we all saw what Jamar Chase did. Unfortunately, a lot better than what we got out of Jalen Waddle. But don't sleep on Jalen Waddle, folks. Still a fantastic receiver, a fantastic player in today's NFL. All right, so he generated 1,015 yards on 104 catches with 6 touchdowns. Welker went so far as to compare Waddle's talent to Kansas City Chiefs Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, saying, quote, I think it's acceleration, especially like when he gets the ball in my hand. We've got the ball in his hand. It's kind of Tyreek Hill-ish, how he's just able to get the ball and really burst out of it. A little bit different body types and stuff, but that's what came to mind whenever I was kind of watching him coming out of Alabama and seeing him on film here. So different body types, definitely not high pointing the ball like Tyreek Hill, but the acceleration and the playmaking ability after he catches the ball, Tyreek Hill-ish. So yeah, I could kind of agree with that sentiment right there. Once again, we highly regard Tyreek Hill here as, best receiver in the league. Him and Cooper Kupp are, man, oh man. I can kind of see, y'all can make the argument, and whoever receiver you want to count as number one, Cooper Kupp or Tyreek Hill, and would probably agree on a daily basis with y'all. But I think at the current moment, I do have Tyreek Hill 1, Cooper Kupp, 1B. That's how we kind of classify it. We don't want to count 1 as 1 and 1 as 2. We want to do 1A and 1B. That's really how close they are on fantastic wide receiver play, and they truly separate themselves from the competition. I don't even put Davante Adams at number 1. I can put him at number 2, that's fine, but I've got 2 above Davante Adams with the 1A and the 1B. All right, last quote here by our man Wes Welker. Let's read the last lead up. With McDaniel and Welker joining Miami from San Francisco, much of the talk has surrounded how Waddle could be the Dolphins' Deebo Samuel, and definitely get used to that. That's going to be the comparisons all off-season, all regular season. Whenever they talk about Jalen Waddle here in Miami, it will always be next to the words Deebo Samuel 100%. So gear up for that. It may get a little annoying, a little bit over the top, but we'll have to learn to live with it, because it will be all year long, folks. All year long, we will always talk about Deebo Samuel like Jalen Waddle. There's no getting around it, okay? No getting away from it. Welker's comparison to Samuel adds to the notion that Miami will likely look to get the ball to Waddle in both the run and passing game, but Deebo is a unique talent, and it could take time for Waddle to grow into that role. I don't know. Let's not pretend like this is such a hard role to do, to go from wide receiver to a running back a little bit. If you've got speed, it's not that hard of a transition or that much more difficult. You're getting into open space. That's really what running the ball is. From the backfield, off a toss, off a misdirection. If you're out in space, if you can work out in space, it doesn't matter if you got the ball in the backfield or if you caught the ball 5 yards down the field. If you're in space, folks, you're gonna be able to make it work. So I don't know. I don't like how they're kind of setting this up as like Deebo Samuel is so great and is such an outlier that only Deebo Samuel can do what Deebo Samuel's doing. Cordell Patterson was the OG Deebo Samuel. Not as good as Deebo Samuel, but Cordell Patterson's been doing Deebo Samuel for like the last 5 years, okay? But we digress here. Last quote by Wes Welker says, quote, "I think you build around your personnel once again." Yes, sir. Those are the magic words. Those are the words that we want to hear by every coach. I think you build around your personnel and not I want to build a foundation. That's the good word is I think you build around your personnel. The bad word is I want to build a foundation. Do you see what is good coaching language and what is bad coaching language, folks? So once again, why everybody should be big time excited on this Dolphins team. Everybody is on the same page of tailoring the offense to what they've got personnel wise, and they've got some great talent, folks. The speed and the athleticism and the acceleration of Jalen Waddle, the accuracy by Tua, and you must have accuracy when you're getting the ball out of your hands quickly. Screen passes, misdirection, all that. What do we say, folks? Accuracy is everything on those screen passes. The quarterback really has no influence on the screen plays besides getting the ball accurately to the receiver, throwing it out in front so they're kind of running forward as they're catching the ball, propelling themselves forward after they're catching the ball. Because if you throw the ball behind the receiver and they have to kind of, switch their body stance and kind of, bobble the ball, then the defender on the screenplay can just blitz them and tackle them in the backfield for a loss, okay? So love what I'm hearing here from the Dolphins. Everybody on the same page of building around your personnel. Love it. Back to the quote. I think you build around your personnel and you kind of build from there. It's not like we drafted Debo right off the bat and said, all right, we're going to make him a running back. We were going to build him up as a receiver and coach him as a receiver, and then it just kind of happened to start using him at running back a little bit. It's all about the skill set of our guys, how comfortable they are with all those positions. You can't sit there and start right off the bat, okay, you're going to play receiver and running back your rookie year or anything like that. It's something that happens over time, and you continue to work with guys and prepare them and get them ready, and some guys can't handle that. Some guys can't, and Debo is just one of those special players that can handle it. So love that, absolutely. Letting their talent speak for themselves, letting the talent kind of open up the playbook. All right, okay, so Debo Samuels, you got some speed, you got some hand. Let's try the screen pass. Oh, Debo Samuel was pretty good on that screen pass. He was able to take it, 7 yards upfield. Now, what if we bring the screen pass in instead of out? All right, now he got 10 yards. Damn, he can kind of get into open space pretty quickly. That's a huge attribute for Debo Samuel. Hey, we got a gadget play here. In practice, let's run Debo Samuel on kind of a run action play, something like that. Oh, wow, that did pretty good in practice. Let's use that in game. They use it in a game. Wow, that did pretty good. 15 yards. It got us the first down on 2nd and 7. That was pretty good, yeah. And then you just keep evolving that in practice, bringing it into games, then retooling it, practice, game, and now we've got Debo Samuel as a, what does he call himself? A wide out, a wide back? Wide receiver, running back, wide back. I think that's the word to use. So it's all about innovation, outside the box thinking. Don't just have one blueprint and force everything inside that blueprint. Let your players do the talking on the field on what they can do, and that's everybody here. That's all the coaches are saying, that they're on the same page. They know that's how you build an offense, and we've seen the 49ers the last couple of seasons be fantastic, even though they don't have, who's kind of highly regarded in the media. The jury is still out on me. I don't really know what I want to say about Jimmy Garoppolo. I think I like him a little bit more than the national media does. I think I'm safe to say that. But in the national media, Jimmy Garoppolo is not highly regarded as one of these greatest quarterbacks here, and they're still getting great offensive production from the entire squad for the last couple of seasons here pretty consistently. So that's how you do it. We've got Wes Welker from the 49ers. You got Mike McDaniels from the 49ers, folks. They know how to work it. Once again, big reasons to celebrate if you're a Dolphins fan moving forward, folks. I think this is big time great for Miami. Get excited because it's really all truly coming together. It's still real early on. We do get that in the offseason, and things can take a drastic turn. We've seen it before, but everything that we've read so far, man, oh man, it does kind of feel good to be a Dolphins fan, especially after, how the offseason truly started with Brian Flores and all that. Man, oh man, it feels good to be a Fin. Feels good to be a Fin, baby. Fins up. Can I get a mother loving Fins up, folks? Alrighty. So Wes Welker, believing in Jalen Waddle. He's got all the skill sets and ready to maximize his overall potential. Alrighty, here we go. A couple more stories to go over quickly, and then we will shift gears to the NBA. But here we go. The Kansas City Chiefs will retain Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator for the 2022 season. Now that all the head coaching vacancies are filled up, there's really no reason for Eric Bieniemy to leave the Chiefs, so he's coming back one more year. And once again, this is going to be a true test for this Chiefs team. Haven't, not to the Super Bowl last season. We're kind of off of that 4-year greatness run for the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. First one was losing the AFC Championship game to the Patriots. Then they won the Super Bowl. Then they got back to the Super Bowl and lost it. And then they got bounced AFC Championship game. So that's their 4-year stretch, folks. And we say this all the time. 4-year stretches, it's hard to do anything more than a 4-year stretch. We've got plenty of examples, plenty of stats and data on greatness. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning having a fantastic 4-year stretch. Now, what kind of sets you as kind of a great to kind of GOAT status or GOAT conversation is having more than one 4-year stretch. And that's what we've seen by Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Big Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees. They've had multiple 4-year greatness stretches in their career. And this is going to be kind of a little bit of a tipping point potentially for Patrick Mahomes. Alrighty, we just got a great 4-year stretch. Does he have another 4-year stretch with them? How long does it take him to initiate another great 4-year stretch? Is he going to do a 5-year great stretch, a 6-year great stretch? This is truly going to be the year that we truly see what Patrick Mahomes is. Can he be highly regarded as GOAT conversation material at the quarterback position, or is he just another great quarterback that had a great 4-year stretch? A little bit like Russell Wilson. He hasn't really done anything outside of that 4-year greatness stretch winning wise, and we've got to put it all together, winning with the stats in those 4-year periods. So, Eric Bieniemy coming back. Is this man actually a good offensive mind? Can he continue to adapt to the NFL? This is also a 4-year stretch, not just for Patrick Mahomes, for Andy Reid, for Eric Bieniemy. So, this is the year we truly see, are this Chiefs team a dynasty or just a nice 4-year great stretch? They're different, folks. We'll see which one is truly the case here now that they're bringing Eric Bieniemy back, and we'll see if Eric Bieniemy gets a head coaching job next season. We'll see. And how all that plays out and everything that comes with that. But the Chiefs are kind of bringing everybody back together, and we'll see if they're ready to kind of get back to a Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this time. We'll see. All right, here we go. Now we're talking about cap space, and we've got the teams with the most cap space and the teams with the least cap space here. So let's just quickly kind of, read what we see here and see what teams are going to have a nice luxurious offseason and which teams that are going to be crunching some numbers here in this offseason as we prepare for the free agency, the start of the new year, for the draft and everything like that. So the teams with the most cap space are the Miami Dolphins with $60 million to spend, baby. $60 million. Sheesh. You know what you can get with $60 million? You can get Derrick Henry. So go out and get Derrick Henry. You pay Derrick Henry $60 million. You give him all your cap space, and the Dolphins win the Super Bowl next year. Absolutely. That doesn't happen, but one can dream, one can hope, right? The Dolphins, we've been saying the last 2 days here, big reasons to get excited for the Dolphins coming up this season. Obviously, their coaches, we love them all, but the cap space, having that ability to go out and get whatever you want offensively, defensively, shore up the team here. Offensive line is something you should be looking at as well. So the Dolphins having the most to spend here in free agency in the offseason here. So Dolphins, watch out for them. This is an exciting time to be a Dolphins fan, I'm telling y'all. Then we get the Jaguars at $58 million to spend in this offseason, helping out Trevor Lawrence, bringing in a new coach here with, the genius of Doug Peterson, allowing him to spend $58 million however he wants. Another reason the Jaguars could make a big noise, a big splash next season. Watch out for the Jags. They are highly on our radar. We've called it. I believe Doug Peterson will have this Jaguars team winning a ring within the next 2 years, folks. That's how great of a coach Doug Peterson is, and if Trevor Lawrence shows any growth over the next year, 2 years, this could be a good Jaguars team overall. Watch out for them. We get the Chargers at $56 million. We'll see. We know Mike Williams, we believe, was just an unrestricted free agent. Kind of need him back a little bit. What's going to kind of put Justin Herbert over the top of taking that next step? Do they shore up on defense? But the Chargers in prime position to make a move. They're good. Now they have a chance to be great on the field. We'll see if they take that opportunity. Look at this. The Bengals, the fourth highest to spend, $49 million. So they're young. They just got to a Super Bowl, and they can spend $49 million here. What do they buy? What do they get? They're pretty good offensively. I don't know if they need anything more offensively. Let's show up that defense a little bit more. Watch out for the Bengals, folks. Big time exciting for some kind of not highly regarded teams. Not like a Chiefs that, the rich always get richer. Not like anybody that Tom Brady plays with, the rich getting richer. The Packers are nowhere on this most cap space list. They're on the opposite list that we're going to be talking about. So love having these kind of teams teams that aren't kind of highly regarded all year, every year. So watch out for Dolphins, Jags, Chargers, Bengals. We get the Jets at $48 million, and they don't even want to pay Braxton Berrios. They're letting him kind of test the free agent market. You better sign that man instantly. We're telling y'all, Braxton Berrios is the key to this Jets organization. Once again, Wes Welker for the Dolphins. What did he just say? Utilizing your talent to the team, to the plays, to the offense. That's what Braxton Berrios is, and the Jets are just going to let him walk away? What the hell is that? You've got money. Sign Braxton Berrios. He's the key, folks. We love what he brings. We get the Broncos at $38 million. Once again, need a quarterback. That's definitely going to help out in that aspect. Maybe potentially getting Aaron Rodgers and all that. So Broncos have a nice foundation offensively, and they got some money to spend. We got the Colts at $35 million. They need a quarterback. That's all they need. Well, they lost T.Y. Hilton. I don't know if they're getting T.Y. Hilton back. So receiver, quarterback, shore up this, or just bring this entire Colts team together. So we'll see what they do. Solid money here. Let's see if they make the most of it. Can they make that dollar stretch? We'll see. We got the Seahawks at $34 million. Give Russell Wilson a line, please, with $34 million. We got the Washington Commanders with $31 million. All right, nice. I know we don't love this, folks. There's always outliers to every rule that we say, but the Washington Commanders, got to give some credit to Ron Rivera for building a nice little foundation here for Washington the last 2 years, and we absolutely hate saying that, but it's been okay. It's been pretty good. Now, obviously, we need to see a big leap forward year 3. They still need a quarterback, though. Once again, they built the foundation and still don't have the quarterback. It's not Taylor Heineke. It's unfortunate. But, you know, maybe Gardner Minshew type. Watch out for Gardner Minshew. Truly should be the highly most sought after quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers, if you want to count him as, you know, a potential free agent quarterback. But watch out for Gardner Minshew. He goes to Washington. I think that could be a great fit. Gardner Minshew paired up with Ron Rivera, that could be a little bit of dangerous right there, folks. I think I would love to see that. So Washington Commanders with $31 million to spend. We get the Steelers at $28 million to spend. Once again, defense is pretty good. Bringing in Brian Flores, really just need the quarterback. That's it. You've got the running back. You've got receivers. You can let some receivers walk and still have receivers for the Steelers team. You've got the rookie running back, second-year running back. He's under contract. He's good. He's paid. He's cheap. Just need that quarterback. Steelers got $28 million to spend. And then we get the Bears at $25 million. Oh, no, Matt Nagy can't waste $25 million anymore because he's not the head coach for the Bears. So we'll see how the Bears utilize their money. Do they stick with Justin Fields? All of that. No, once again, they went defense in mind. So Justin Fields with $25 million. I don't think any of that money is going to you, my man. Unfortunately, no help for Justin Fields with $25 million. All right, so those are the teams with the highest cap space, and now we get the teams with the lowest cap space. Who is going to be, or currently, these are teams currently over the cap. They're not even under the cap. They can't even spend. They got to kind of, they got to sell something back. All right, we can't afford you. We got to pawn you. Send them to the pawn shop, get that money back. We get the Saints at $76 million over the cap. How the hell are the Saints $76 million over the cap? What the hell are they spending on? Michael Thomas? Cut that man immediately. You don't even have a quarterback. Alvin Kamara? Cut that man immediately. The man cannot do it himself. Once again, these running backs letting us down. Ezekiel Elliott's been letting us down these last 2-3 years. Alvin Kamara let us down big time this season, not stepping it up and going above and beyond with their entire quarterback, fiasco with Jameis Winston going down, and then Trevor Siemian playing good, and Taysom Hill just playing good. We never got Alvin Kamara going above and beyond, putting the team on his back, and that really let us down. If you're going to be the face of the franchise, Alvin Kamara is the face of the franchise there for the Saints, folks. And if you're going to be the face of the franchise and not step up for your team when they need you, I can't really buy into you that much. Same thing with Zeke. He was the first one that got paid. Before Dak got paid, he was a little bit of the face of the franchise, never stepping it up, letting us down, not putting the team on the back when Dak went down 2 years ago, letting us down. So I can't advocate for the Saints to keep Alvin Kamara. Cut that man, save some money. That would be my guess. So the Saints, $76 million over the cap. We get the Packers at $42 million over the cap, and that's what this whole, fiasco this week is about. With Aaron Rodgers saying he wants to be the highest paid quarterback. They're 42 over the cap. They're trying to save money any way they can. They still need to bring Davante Adams back. They still need to make Aaron Rodgers happy with getting him any piece that he wants. So this is not a great situation to be here if you're a Green Bay Packer, and why I would say Aaron Rodgers is going to probably leave. I would would say he leaves Green Bay. I think he needs to do it. Seeing what Tom Brady did year one and then getting to the playoffs the following year and winning a playoff game and being in contention to potentially winning back-to-back Super Bowls. How does Aaron Rodgers see that and then not do what he just did? I don't think it makes any sense for Aaron Rodgers to stay a Green Bay Packer, but we'll see. They've got no money. We get the Rams at the Cowboys at $22 million over the cap, and this is not good at all because they're going to be having to cut some players, and we're getting this right here. They've got, this is what we're saying about the Cowboys, why we really can't buy into them heading into next year, folks. The offense is going to get worse because you've got to save money against the cap. We were hearing about Amari Cooper potentially being cut. We get Dalton Schultz, a free agent at the current moment. Their tight end that was a huge piece for this Cowboys team. The man was fantastic, and they really started to use him a lot more in the back end of the season, and that was fantastic. So Dalton Schultz, a great tight end on the free agent market. Watch out for him. Early kind of indications are saying the Titans, Chargers, Jets, and Colts want to make a run for Dalton Schultz, and obviously Dalton Schultz makes every single one of those teams better. Love Dalton Schultz. So Cowboys losing Dalton Schultz, potentially losing Amari Cooper. I mean, so what are they going to be? They couldn't even make it work this year with all of those pieces. You're telling me they're going to get better offensively without those two pieces, without their best wide receiver, without their best tight end? I can't buy into that. So Cowboys over the cap, having to get rid of some offensive pieces. I don't like the Cowboys at all coming up next season at the current moment. Obviously, things can change. This entire offseason, it's long, it's big. We're just starting it. We get it. But early, like I want all the Cowboys fans to be gushing and what was the new one? What was the new G word? Glowing over the Dolphins offseason moves. If I'm the Cowboys fans, I'm kind of tempering expectations already. Unfortunate. So Cowboys, $22 million over the cap. Yikes. We get the Rams, $21 million over the cap. Defending Super Bowl champions. We're hearing OBJ will say he'll take a pay cut. Aaron Donald wants to run it back. Von Miller wants to run it back. Everybody want to run it back. And we'll see if everybody takes pay cuts there for the Rams. But they got a ring, so who gives a damn? Who gives a damn if they're not even good next season? They got the ring. You got the ring, you're good. That's it. So who cares what next season really brings for the Rams? We're over the cap at this point, but I'm sure they get under. We get the Vikings at $16 million. Yeah, good luck, Kevin O'Connell, going from Super Bowl champions to going to the Vikings, where Kirk Cousins never proven to be clutch, Dalvin Cook never be proven to be clutch, and you're $16 million over the cap. Yeah, that was a real great take. Yeah, now we know why John Harbaugh kind of stayed away from this. Jim John, the one from Michigan, whatever Harbaugh brother that is, the Harbaugh that lost in the Super Bowl, that Harbaugh, okay, folks? We get the Giants, $12 million over the cap. It's doable. We still, want all their offensive weapons here, and we talked about this, I think, last week on the show. Giants may be looking to cut defense out of the equation to keep that offense truly locked and loaded, so we'll see what they do. They're only $12 million over the cap. That's easy to kind of get under. Titans, $8 million over the cap. Once again, small adjustments to get under the cap. Once again, they're pretty solid everywhere, so just got to kind of cut a piece or two, and hopefully you can draft some young talent to kind of make up for that lack that you had to cut. But not worried about the Titans. Falcons, $7 million over the cap, and how the hell is that happening? What do they got? I mean, they got Mike Davis as their first running back. That's running back number one. Calvin Ridley doesn't want to play there anymore, so easy peasy to get under the cap here. So we'll see what the Falcons decide to do. We get the Bills, $6 million over the cap, right on the Super Bowl participation door. So just got to kind of shave off some money there, no problem. 49ers, $4 million over the cap. Once again, a little bit, how did that happen? Is it all just kind of Nick Bosa? Is he eating up all that money? So 49ers got to cut $4 million. And the Cardinals, just $813,000 over the cap. We got the whole Kyler Murray situation. What happens with that? Who do they cut just to get under the cap? They're real close. No real big glaring issues here for the Cardinals. So if I'm the Saints, I'm panicking. If I'm the Packers, I don't know if I'm panicking, but maybe a little panic is starting to kind of set in. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm panicking. Vikings, no panic. Rams, no panic. Vikings, big panic. Giants, no panic. And really the other teams, no panicking. So Saints, Packers, Cowboys, Vikings, big time to panic if you're the fan base there. Got to get under that cap, and you weren't good with that high cap. So what does that tell you? Not great. All right, and then the last thing to quickly, can we even do this today? Can I get to this? I can't even get to this, folks. We're trying to get to top 10s, but we've got so much to talk about in the NBA. Can't even get to this. So we've got multiple top 10 plays on deck. We love this. We truly forgot about this, that the NFL does this in the offseason after the season ends. They give top 10s from every team, some players top 10s, and we love watching it and talking through it and kind of seeing what they rank as the best and what these players and teams can do and all that, getting a refresher on the team season overall. But we've got a lot queued up, folks, but we cannot get to any at the current point in the show. But we will get to them, folks. It's a busy time with the NFL starting, the NBA starting up again, the NFL ending, taking care of business of everything here and there. But we will be able to get to top 10 plays, folks. Don't worry. That is coming. Just cannot go today on the show. So we will save that. All right, that is all the NFL we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NBA, where we got to break down all the action from last night, have a little bit of an MVP discussion, a little bit. We'll tell you why, and we got to predict the lines and talk about betting today. Can we do it? Can we fit this in? Hopefully we can, and we didn't spend too much time in the NFL. But let's shift gears to the NBA. And before we talk about any games, and we called them pretty much right to a T, folks. We called all these 7 games pretty much to a T. Went 5 of 7 betting. We gave a little bit too much credit to the Kings. They lose by 18. Only had them plus 4.5, I believe. 4.5. So the Kings really kind of didn't let us down. And then the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves. We didn't even want to bet that. We saw the spread being Grizzlies -2, Timberwolves +2, and it kind of caught us off guard here. And they kind of told us that Vegas knew something that we didn't. And the Timberwolves end up winning by 5. They won outright and won by 5. Didn't even need the +2 there. So Grizzlies, we kind of fell for the Vegas' trap with them only being -2, and the Kings did not live up to the standard that we kind of had for them. So that was really all that we lost on last night, folks. Pistons +6, they went outright. Can't bet that Cavs team with no Darius Garland, and especially with no Karis LeVert. We hit that exactly on the head. Celtics at the Nets. Celtics blow them out. Marcus Smart. Respect the Celtics team. We did. We swallowed 9, no problem. They win by 13. Oh, no, they win by 23. I'm bugging. They win by 23. I knew that was more than that. Hawks at the Bulls, and this was a close game, but the Hawks couldn't close it out, and now we have to be truly kind of concerned about the Hawks. We took the Bulls -3.5. We called it the best bet of the night, and they win by 4. So, hey, we hit. Okay, bingo, bango. Suns at the Thunder. Suns win by 20 points. We had the -10. Suns getting it done. A little bit of a close game. Still, I am very concerned with no Chris Paul. That's the biggest takeaway, but we'll get a little bit more into it. Warriors blow out the Blazers by 37 points, folks, and we only had to swallow 10, so we called everything perfectly. Besides the Grizzlies game, that caught us. A little bit of a sucker bet, trap bet that we fell for, and the Kings did not live up to our hype. So that was betting. Pretty much hit it right on the head last night, and we're ready to do the same tonight in tonight's NBA. Now, we won't kind of go too heavy on the back-to-back games, and there are a few. I want to say there's 3 or 4 teams on the back-to-back tonight, so we'll stay away from kind of predicting those games. We don't do back-to-backs. But we'll predict and react to the lines of everybody playing the first game out of the break. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and we'll take all those 6 games that are not the back-to-back. So that's how we'll play it. But before we kind of break down everything, I want to kind of quickly talk about the MVP discussion, because I'm seeing it kind of get a little bit crazy. Steph Curry is still like in the top 3, and I don't get that at all. I don't get that at all. I can't get that. So I don't like Steph Curry being kind of in the top 3, top 4 of MVP, but okay, that's not what this point is supposed to be. The point is DeMar DeRozan just overnight is now shooting up to like number 1. Everybody in the national media, people on social media, everybody is on DeMar DeRozan, and I've got no problem with loving DeMar DeRozan. We've been supporting DeMar DeRozan for the last 2 months. We've been telling y'all DeMar DeRozan needs to be in the discussion. We've said, hey, he's not number 1. We We can't really put DeMar DeRozan at the number 1 spot, but he needs to be in the discussion, and we currently have kind of DeMar DeRozan as number 3. We've got Jokic 1, Embiid 2, and DeMar DeRozan number 3 so far, and then we have Siakam 4, and then I guess I would put Steph Curry 5, but who cares? Who cares about top 5? It's top 3, top 4 of MVP voting. Steph Curry, I don't really know why he's in there, but Vegas for some reason has him very, very high in the odds. We don't get it, but they got it in there, whatever. But just overnight tonight is really when everybody is now on DeMar DeRozan, and why I have such just a little bit not agreeableness of that, and I put out a video when I was doing prep of the show today because it was just so mind-blowing. Y'all are overcompensating now. That's what it is. Y'all are just overcompensating because nobody was giving DeMar DeRozan any true love in the first half of the season, and now after the All-Star break, because he had one real great game, well, not just one real great game, the man's been great. That's why we've been championing him as an MVP candidate. But everybody's overcompensating because nobody gave him any credit in the first half of the season. Once again, we had no problem. The last 2 months, we've been championing DeMar DeRozan. Once again, we're always kind of about a week ahead of the national media. But, you know, we don't love to toot our own horn that much. We say some things here and there. But, yeah, we're usually about a week ahead of the national media headlines for the most part on everything. But we digress on that. But DeMar DeRozan is fantastic. But what's the problem with him being number 1 in the MVP voting, folks? The V. The V in the MVP. Most valuable player. DeMar DeRozan's great, but he's on a big 3 of the Bulls, folks. He's on the big 3. Vucevic, Zach LaVine, even Lonzo Ball. So, I mean, we really classified this Bulls team as a big 4 at the start of the season. Then Lonzo goes down. But who steps up? Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu. I mean, they're getting it done. This is still a little bit of a big 4 here in Chicago, which I'm not knocking. You need a big 3. You need depth ability to win a ring. So DeMar DeRozan is on track to potentially win a ring, but for MVP most valuable player, we got to give that to Jokic. He has no big 3 on that Nuggets team. He would have had a big 3, but Jamal Murray got injured last season, hasn't played all year so far. Michael Porter Jr. played 9 games this season, folks. 9 games, and this Nuggets team is in the playoffs at the All-Star break and just won last night in a little bit of dominating fashion down low. Nuggets are the 6th seed at 34 wins. The Bulls are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference at 39 wins. DeMar DeRozan in a lesser conference. We put DeMar DeRozan in the Western Conference. He's got 39 wins. He's the 4th seed. He has to go and face the Jazz or the Mavericks, however you would kind of want to decipher it, because we have to add a team to the Western Conference. He's the 4th seed. So he's facing like the Jazz. He's not the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. The Nuggets are 5 games behind the Bulls overall in win totals. With Jokic doing it himself, we saw the Bulls only have 6 quality wins at the All-Star break, where every other team was having 10 or 11 or more. That's who y'all want to give MVP to? He's having a great year. Don't get me wrong. These are great numbers. 28, 5, and 5. Great numbers. But Jokic is averaging 26, 13, and 8, folks. 2 less points, but like 8 more rebounds and 3 more assists. On way better shooting. DeMar DeRozan and everybody is clamoring, gushing over DeMar DeRozan shooting 52%. Yes, he's great. He's a great mid-range shooter. That's it. That's all he's doing is shooting the mid-range. Jokic is shooting better threes than DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is shooting 35% from 3. Jokic is shooting 37%. So Jokic, a big, can stretch the floor more than DeMar DeRozan can. He's putting up more points consistently than DeMar DeRozan can. And he's doing that while also being the big on the team. Jokic, 13 rebounds. Incredible. So yes, we love DeMar DeRozan. We've been championing him to get the respect of being an MVP candidate, but now y'all want to give him number 1 because y'all never gave him credit and y'all want to overcompensate for yourself? No, stop that. Just acknowledge he's a great player. Maybe kind of, just shout him out on a daily basis. That's why we do the show every single day, so we know that turning point. When is the turning point of everybody kind of getting on one narrative? When should we be getting on that one narrative? how are teams progressing? How are they winning? How are they looking when they win? How are they looking when they lose? That's why we do the show every single day and talk every team and every single player every single day. So we're not 2 weeks behind, 3 weeks behind the curve like the national media is on DeMar DeRozan. We do everything for a reason, folks. Here we are, almost a year and 8 months into this. We do everything for a reason, folks. We don't do anything for no reason. Damn. So DeMar DeRozan being the number 1 MVP, I can't get behind that at all. Number 3, fine. If you want to make him number 2, you want to make that argument, I can maybe potentially agree with that. I'm not out. I'm not kind of putting that he can never be number 2. It's going to be hard for him to get to that number 1 spot, but number 2, number 3, yes, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. Number 3, a little bit more, I think, is fine, but number 2, once again, you make the argument, you make that debate, I can see maybe where you're coming from, absolutely. But can't give him number 1, folks. I just can't give him number 1. That's really all. I cannot give DeMar DeRozan number 1. And we're getting everybody on social media kind of, getting on DeMar DeRozan. And I think that's like the biggest thing that I always have an issue with is when I see just an overnight flip of a narrative of everybody getting on the same page because everybody just kind of looks at social media and agrees for the most part. I know it's not everybody. I get it. But when everybody is on the same narrative overnight that they weren't on that night before, it always drives me crazy, folks, because it's always coming from somewhere. Narratives get pushed from everywhere, folks, whether they're true or not. They get pushed from one stance, from one point, and when everybody just jumps on a narrative that is just lacking a little bit or is late, I'm just like, why now? Why now? When like last night, everybody was kind of on DeMar DeRozan. It wasn't just kind of the commentators of ESPN and Fox Sports, but then we get the stats, the stats people at ESPN. They tweet out this like everybody was on DeMar DeRozan last night, and that's fine. He had a great night last night. They win the game, all of that. But to go from from a great game to MVP number 1 and just once again totally disregarding Jokic, the man has been getting disregarded for 2 straight whole years. Even last season when he won the MVP, nobody wanted to give him MVP, and now definitely nobody wants to give him back-to-back MVPs, even though he's having a better year this year than he was last season. Y'all just gave Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVPs after this season was worse than last season. Like, I just don't get it sometimes with y'all. Y'all hate to give people back-to-back MVPs, but you give it to Aaron Rodgers and you won't give it to Jokic. Y'all didn't love to do that with LeBron. LeBron should have like 20 MVP trophies to his resume, but y'all don't love to give people back-to-back MVPs for some reason, but then you give Aaron Rodgers the back-to-back MVP. It's so crazy sometimes what y'all do. That's what it is. So, I just can't get behind DeMar DeRozan as 1. He's fantastic. He's great, folks. The stat tweet that I wanted to talk about here, that they tweeted out on DeMar DeRozan is this: the All-Star break couldn't cool off DeMar DeRozan. He had 16 points in the first quarter, his most in an opening quarter this season. It was his 9th quarter this season of 15 or more points. 4 of them have come this month. So, once again, everybody's laid on the DeMar DeRozan train. They're trying to overcompensate it and showing it all these stats that he's number 1 in, that he's good in, and all that. And everybody's just kind of flying with that. So, I guess I just have an issue that nobody was giving DeMar DeRozan respect, and then overnight he's MVP number 1. Can we give some respect to Jokic, folks? The East is worse than the West. The West is tighter than the East, and Jokic is in the West, and DeMar DeRozan is in the East. Jokic has better stats, more efficient from down low, from the 3 than DeMar DeRozan is. DeMar DeRozan is very, very good. He has this Bulls team potentially making a championship run this season, absolutely. But to say that he's MVP on a team that is a big 3, I can't do that, folks. Most valuable player, I gotta give it to Jokic. So we'll see. And once again, this could change. I mean, obviously we're not like Jokic is the MVP and we'll never change our mind. We still have the back end of the season to play. We still have crunch time to play. We still have positioning to be earned. Absolutely. So yes, this is not set in stone, but to wake up this morning and to say that definitively DeMar DeRozan is the MVP, I cannot agree with that, and I'm talking out against it, and here we are talking out against it. Jokic is MVP as of right now, February 22nd at 1:13 p.m. That's what it is. So everybody is on DeMar DeRozan. That's what it is. I just don't. I was truly perplexed this morning. I woke up, did my classic scroll of the internet, social media, sports talk. I did it all, folks. And everybody was on the DeMar DeRozan. And I'm just like, now y'all are doing this? We've been on this train for 2 months. Where was that? Where was the love for DeMar DeRozan then? We've been championing DeMar DeRozan for MVP discussion for the last 2 months. Now, how we always say, hey, we're about a week ahead of the national media. Who is the other? We've got 2 other players. Well, we had 2 players other than Jokic and Embiid that are not MVP 100% front runners, but they need to be in the discussion, number 3 and number 4. Number 1 was DeMar DeRozan. Who was the other one that we've been championing over the last month, folks? Pascal Siakam. So watch out for next week in the media, when everybody's on Pascal Siakam. We were here first, okay? We've been talking up championing Pascal Siakam. So watch for the news, talking heads to talk about that. Yes, folks? All right, and before we truly move off this topic, I posted my thoughts on DeMar DeRozan being MVP right before the show. Quick little 2-minute video that I aired out my piece. I posted it to Twitter. I have a notification up here that kind of went off during the show. Don't know what it says. I don't love reading, because I know y'all like to dunk on people and y'all love to use very charged language on people, especially on social media, behind anonymity, so I'm hoping this isn't going to hurt my feelings coming at me personally. But let's see what this notification is. Are y'all agreeing with DeMar DeRozan being MVP? Disagreeing with us? Was this just a like? Was this a comment that's going to hurt our feelings? We're going to open this live on the show, folks. Let's see what the notification is. Are y'all calling me out? Y'all seem to have no problem calling me out. I kind of see it all the time. I try not to take it all personally. It's a little bit hard, though. There's feelings in this body, okay? There's feelings in this voice. I know this may just be a voice to y'all, but I got a couple of feelings in here. So let's see what this notification is. All right, hopefully it's not slander. I don't want slander. You can have disagreement, but to slander me and kind of, use charged language and harsh words, I would like for y'all not to do that. But let's see what we get here. The notification, like, what do we get? It's just a like of a tweet. Okay, they liked it. That's what I'm talking about. They agree with it a little bit. They agree with it. If you disagree with it, that's fine. Just don't come, yelling at me, okay? Please. Please don't. I'm a little sensitive over here, okay? I know I don't show it, but I can hit my sensitive side every now and then. All right, so we got the agreement. All right, so we're not speaking blasphemy. We're not speaking nonsense, folks. We got some sort of agreement, okay? We know what we're talking about. I know I say that a lot, but we know what we're talking about. That's why we started the show, and now we can move on. Okay, so that is the MVP. A little bit of discussion there. DeMar DeRozan, not number 1. Number 3. More likely. That's a little bit more fitting. Number 2, you can make the argument, and I may agree. All right, but that is just the MVP argument. I just wanted to get out of the way because it just came out of nowhere and it was just not making sense to me. But that is our piece on it. What say you? I always want to hear what y'all say. That's why I put the tweet out in the description of every single video, my Twitter. I want to hear what y'all are saying. I love to hear takes by fans. I want to hear what y'all are saying. I always take what y'all say. Y'all make good points sometimes, and that re-changes my thinking. I take what all y'all say, folks, and I put it all together. What I believe in, what I agree, what I weigh, what I weigh highly, what I weigh not that highly. I take what all y'all's arguments are. I take my arguments. I mix them all together, and that's how I form my opinion, taking information from everything, retooling it, going back, retooling it, taking what everybody says, and that's where we come from, folks. So love hearing what y'all say, as long as it's not dunking on me. Don't stop with the Twitter dunks. Twitter dunks for likes, oh, you're trash. You don't know what you're talking about. We get that all the time. Oh, for the likes and the Twitter dunks. Congratulations, y'all can keep that. That does nothing for me, folks, honestly. But we digress. Alrighty, here we go. Now let's break down the NBA from last night that we called pretty gosh dang right here. So we had 7 games on in the NBA last night, went 5 of 7 betting wise, and had to swallow 3 big spreads, and they all happened. So once again, we are good with swallowing spreads. Do not be afraid to swallow big spreads. I know it sucks because as soon as you hit bet, the start of the game, you're already off losing. The team that you didn't bet against, goes on a nice run. They're up 10-5, and now you're down down 15. You got to make up 15 points throughout the game. I know it sucks, but at the end of the day, it will come through if those teams are good, like the Celtics were last night, like the Suns were last night. Who was the other big spread? The Warriors last night. They come through and we can swallow big spreads. So love that we faced our fears right before the All-Star break, and now after the All-Star break, we're 3 for 3 on big spreads, just like that. No problem. Love it. All right, here we go. Games from last night. Let's start with the first one up here. Cavs at the Pistons. And once again, no Darius Garland for the Cavs, no Caris LeVert for the Cavs, and the Pistons get the win. Loved it. Got them +6. That was great value. And the Pistons win outright by 3, 106-103. For the Pistons, we get Jeremy Grant, 16 points, 3 rebounds. Not that great game. Didn't shoot well. 2 of 7 from 3, 26% from the field. So still need Jeremy Grant to be way better than what he's been. But I think didn't they win their last game before the All-Star break, and then they won this one. So a little bit of a 2-game win streak here. Potential for this Pistons team to make a little bit of noise in the playoffs. Currently the 14th seed in the Eastern 14th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're oh man, I want to see this Pistons team make a splash, but it's not happening, folks. They're 14 games back from the 10th seed. That's just for the play-in tournament, so maybe they can, but it's not very likely. Just got off the ground a little bit too late out here, but hey, you can always win at the back end of the season, and they won last night, so we still give this Pistons team a little bit of credit, but don't expect this team to make the playoffs. 14 games back. Jeez Louise, what were you doing all season, folks? Jeez. All right, so Jeremy Grant, solid game overall. We get Cade Cunningham, 17 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Pretty good. We get Isaiah Stewart at the 5, 11 points, 8 rebounds. Off the bench, Marvin Bagley, 16 points. Off the bench, Hamidou Diallo led the team in scoring, 21 points on 63% shooting. And then Roddy McGruder, 12 points on 100% shooting, 4 of 4 from the 3, helping out the Pistons. So there is some life here on this Pistons team. Give them a little bit of respect, and well done for the win last night. And then for the Cavs, no Caris LeVert, no Darius Garland, so no great guard play, having to rely on kind of the bigs, the forwards. But we got Rondo filling in at the 1. He had 12 points and 9 assists, which was good, but he was a -15 on the floor. The defense not there with Rondo last night. The worst plus-minus on the floor by, a pretty good chunk. So Rondo, overall, decent offensive production, but, he's better coming off the bench. His starting days, I think, are unfortunately a little bit behind him. And that's why we can't bet this Cavs team. We need Darius Garland. They've got no great guard play, no winning guard play without Darius Garland, especially with no Caris LeVert. So that's why we stayed away from the Cavs last night, and that was the right play. Absolutely, swallowing 6 with them was a little bit absurd. All right, we get Jared Allen, only 11 points and 8 rebounds. Needed him to be way more aggressive offensively. Offensive points needed to come from somewhere, so I really wanted Jared Allen to step it up a little bit. That did not happen. We get Lauri Markkanen, well done by him, led the team in scoring, 22 points. And then we had Evan Mobley. Once again, a little bit disappointed in him as well. Shot 37%, only 12 points. He had 8 rebounds. Okay, that's solid. But, we needed the offense to step up from somewhere. Nobody took it upon themselves to go out there and get it done single-handedly offense. Where was kind of that, hey, I'm taking over the game. No Darius Garland, no Caris LeVert. We needed Jared Allen or Evan Mobley to dominate, and they didn't. So letting us down a little bit, but we give this Cavs team a little bit of the benefit of the doubt there because we need Darius Garland and Caris LeVert. Darius Garland, Caris LeVert. How many times do you want me to say those two names? I'll say it 50 more times here throughout the rest of the 20 minutes of the show. Don't worry, folks. And then Kevin Love off the bench, letting us down as well. Only 4 points, 5 rebounds. What the hell is that? And then Brandon Goodwin, 15 points. That was fantastic coming off the bench, but nobody else was really helping out this Cavs team. And they lose by 3, 106-103 to a Pistons team that nobody should be losing to. So, well done for the Pistons. We'll see if this is a little bit of a turnaround. I doubt it, but they got to win. Shout out to them, winning 106-103. All right, next game up here is the Celtics at the Nets, and the Celtics dominated right from the rip, folks. Marcus Smart, folks. Yes, I love this Celtics team, folks. We did not like this Celtics team at all in the beginning of the season. And what happened? They got on their bullshit, and now they're all good, folks. This is, once again, why we do the show every single day, because we've truly marked and truly kind of have talked really through the entire turning point of this Celtics team, and now they are absolutely great, like they were kind of the last 2 seasons, maybe the best they've been in the last 2 seasons ever since losing Kyrie Irving. So this Celtics team is the real deal, and we absolutely love it. They got the big old 23-point win last night, winning 129-106. We had Marcus Smart at the 15 points, 6 assists, loved it, 5 of 6 from the 3, efficient on his shot selections, a plus 23 on the floor. We had Jason Tatum, a plus 22 on the floor. We had Jaylen Brown, a plus 16 on the floor. Marcus Smart, folks, he's so underrated, and I'm so sorry for dissing him and knocking him as much as we did in the beginning of the season, but he has truly stepped it up ever since that turning point by the Celtics. So Marcus Smart, I can't gush enough over Marcus Smart, truly. We get Jaylen Brown, 18 points, 6 assists, very well night. We had Jason Tatum, 30 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, another 30-point piece by Jason Tatum. We had the bigs getting it done. Robert Williams at the 5, 12 points, 11 rebounds. Al Horford still in the starting lineup, playing 31 minutes at the 4, 11 points, 13 rebounds. Magnificent. Off the bench, Derek White, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Yes, depth at the guard position. We love it. Then we have Grant Williams also coming off the bench, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Yeah, the depth ability is here. Depth ability at the guard position is here. We're still getting great play by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Yes. Celtics, folks. I'm loving this Celtics team, and they may be my true sponsors. We've got the kind of little bit of a joke sponsor with the New York Knicks, betting against them. The Celtics may be our actual sponsor, where we actually bet on our sponsor and not bet against our sponsor. We're not going to kind of get too crowded with our sponsorship, but if that Knicks one falls through, kind of like we were kind of talking about, like it may be, since no more Kemba Walker, we may have to switch sponsorship to the Celtics team. That is currently in development. We're not signing anything yet. We still got to talk to our lawyers and all that, but the Celtics team may be our new sponsors here of the show, but not officially announced yet. So wait for that official announcement. Either way, shout out to the Celtics. Absolutely fantastic. Then we get the Brooklyn Nets, who are absolute garbage without any of their big 3. Seth Curry, shout out to him. He tried his damnedest, and that's the brightest spot on this Nets team at the current moment. Seth Curry, 22 points, 7 rebounds, fantastic. Only 1 assist. A little disappointed in that, but 22 points will definitely take that, led the team in scoring. We had Patty Mills. Patricia Mills. Can you get it together, Patricia Mills? Gosh dang you. Once again, letting us down. No buyability, no believability, no bettability on Patty Mills at all. 1 point on 0 of 9 from the field. The man only hit 1 free throw. He got to the line 3 times and only hit 1. 5 threes, missed them all. 9 shots from the field, missed them all. Patty Mills, please get it together. Please, I am begging you to get it together. Absolutely letting us down. Truly big time. We got Andre Drummond, 11.6 rebounds. Bruce Brown, 15 points. Off the bench, we had Cam Thomas, 10 points, and Kessler Edwards, 13 points. But no great leadership here. No kind of great superstar, anything like that. So the Nets are absolutely trash. Good luck. They're all going to have to kind of make it work with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons. Nobody knows when they're going to play or how they're going to play, but they're supposed to come in instantly and win. So once again, I've got no faith on the Nets. They're not even close to cracking the top 10 in our power rankings, anything like that. They did not even closely win the trade. Stop all that nonsense. It's a little nonsensical at this point. Stop talking up the Nets, folks. Please, truly stop. Shout out to Marcus Smart. Start talking about Marcus Smart and Pascal Siakam. Y'all want to talk garbage teams and not Marcus Smart and Pascal Siakam. Can we start talking about them, please? Jeez Louise. Celtics get the big old win, 129-106. All right, quickly, let's go over the rest of these games here. Still have to talk about betting. Not going to get to predicting and reacting to the lines. How truly unfortunate is that, folks? But here we go. Next game up, Hawks at the Bulls. And the Hawks, they were competitive. They had the lead late in kind of the second half and all that, but they weren't able to close out the games. And this is kind of what we potentially are going to start to see by this Hawks team. Competitive, but not closing out. And that needs to be the step here. Once again, this Hawks team is not in the playoffs at the current moment, folks. So they still have a lot of work to do. And this Hawks team is not like what they were last year. So still not buying into the Hawks as much as we would like to, but the Bulls get the 4-point win, 112-108. For the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan, great night, 37.6 rebounds, shooting 71%. The man has been fantastic, absolutely. Vucevic, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Zach LaVine, 20 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, getting it done. We get Ayo still at the starting one, 12 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Kobe White coming off the bench, 9 points, 2 assists. Not the greatest night overall, but he was still a +6 on the floor in 19 minutes, so we give him credit. And then Derrick Jones Jr. coming off the bench, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Once again, needs to find his niche role here for this Bulls team. Still hasn't found it, but still back in the starting lineup. And then shout out to Tristan Thompson, 11.6 rebounds in 13 minutes coming off the bench. Loving this Bulls team, folks. Loving this Bulls team. Watch out for them. And then for the Hawks, Trae Young, a bad night, 14 points on 17% shooting, 0 of 5 from the 3. He had 10 assists. We'll shout him out for that. But once again, this Hawks team a little bit too reliant on Trae Young's offense to get them winning games. So Trae Young, only 14 points, a little bit why they lost. We had Bogdanovic still coming off the bench, 27 points, 5 of 12 from the 3. So once again, Bogdanovic is probably only coming off the bench here for the rest of the year after the All-Star break, before the All-Star break coming off the bench. And now we're getting great production by him. 27 points, led the team in scoring. Very well done. We had Danilo Gallinari, 26 points, 9 rebounds. He was the second leading scorer. So shout out to those two players, especially Bogdanovic still getting great production coming off the bench. And then Clint Capella, 14 points, 17 rebounds. That was pretty well done, but just came up a little bit short. Trae Young not on his bullshit last night, and the Bulls win 112-108. All right, then we get the Grizzlies at the Timberwolves, and Vegas called this one right, folks. We didn't really want to bet this game, but we did it just because it was the first day back, so we took every single game, went 5 of 7, by the way. But this was one of the games that we probably wouldn't have taken, and one of the games that we lost last night. Grizzlies -2, and they lose by 5. So Vegas, you can learn from the spread, folks. Vegas was kind of telling us with that spread, don't buy too much into that Grizzlies team, and this is exactly why we shouldn't have, because they lost last night. So once again, Vegas knows what they're talking about every so often, and spreads tell all. They told all last night. Timberwolves got the win 119-114. For the Timberwolves, the big three, how do they perform? Well, D'Angelo Russell, 37 points, 9 assists, wonderful performance. Karl Anthony Towns, 22 points, 11 rebounds, fantastic performance. But then Anthony Edwards still letting us down, 5 points on 11 shots, 9% shooting, 0 of 6 from the 3, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Anthony Edwards, what are you doing? 3 straight garbage games. Anthony Edwards must get out of this funk. But on the flip side, they still won with Anthony Edwards in a funk. So this is a potential turnaround by the Timberwolves, folks, trying to make their way into the top 6 to get into definitive playoff positioning and not having to play in the play-in tournament. So well done by the Timberwolves last night, folks. Patrick Beverley with a solid 13 points. We had Malik Beasley coming off the bench with 17 points. Fantastic, making up for the non-production of Anthony Edwards offensively, and they're able to get the win. Big time shout out to the Timberwolves last night. Then we get the Grizzlies. Ja Morant, once again, like the Hawks, a little bit too dependent on Ja Morant. 20 points on 28% shooting. He took 25 shots. That was 10 more than the second leading shot taker, which was Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane, both 15 shots. So Ja Morant letting us down a little bit last night. He had 20 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. Oh, that is solid. 1 block as well. Solid, but the points offense, that's where we need a little bit more consistent with Ja Morant and Trae Young, because they are a little bit dependent on them offensively. We have Steven Adams, 6 points, but he had 12 rebounds, 6 of those boards offensively. We love that. Steven Adams, great big. Jaren Jackson Jr., 21 points. Zaire Williams, 21 points. Desmond Bane, 14 points. Fantastic by the starters. And then coming off the bench, DeAnthony Melton, 12 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Really good night. And Brandon Clark with another 10 points, 8 rebounds coming off the bench. So Grizzlies, they're deep, but they need Ja Morant to be great every single night, and he was just a little bit good last night. Grizzlies lose by 5, 119-114. All right, then we get the Suns at the Thunder. Suns blow them out by 20, 124-104. Suns get the win, but no Chris Paul, and it was a little bit of a close game. The Thunder brought it within like 2 late in the third quarter. Suns reopened it up and took advantage in the fourth quarter. But here we go. They have Devin Booker at the 1 in lieu of Chris Paul. So this is kind of what we can expect potentially until maybe Cameron Payne comes back. So Devin Booker at the 1, 25 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. That's a great night. This is what Devin Booker is going to have to do every single game. He's got to be the main scorer and the main facilitator. He also had 6 steals, so shout out to that as well. But this is what we're going to have to get by Devin Booker on a game-to-game basis with no Chris Paul, and we'll see if they are able to do it against good teams, great teams, best teams in the league. They beat the Thunder. I don't know how much of a benchmark we need to take that into consideration with. We get Cameron Johnson, 21 points, very well done. Jay Crowder stepped up big time, 17 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, but Jay Crowder scoring points like that, yeah, got to make up some offensive production here. And then McCall Bridges, 21 points. Fantastic. DeAndre Ayton, probably need to get him a little bit more involved. You can get him more involved in the offense. He could be like a 15 to 20 point a night scorer. Only 6 points last night, but scoring was coming from everywhere else. But we'll keep an eye on DeAndre Ayton. And then off the bench, Aaron Holiday, 12 points, 5 assists, well done. Landry Shamet, 10 points. We had JaVale McGee, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 18 minutes. So the Suns are fine, no worries. And then for the Thunder last night, just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander by himself, and that's exactly what it looked like. 32 points, 5 assists. Second leading scorer was Josh Giddey, 15 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, and that was really it for the starters. And off the bench, we had Aleksev Pukosovetsky, 13.7 rebounds. I'd probably put him back in the starting lineup here since he's now healthy and ready to go, but we'll see what they do. But the Thunder, they kept it a little close, but couldn't pull it out at the end. Then we get the Warriors at the Blazers, and this was just a blowout from start to finish. Warriors win by 37, 132-95. Steph Curry, 18 points, 14 assists. Klay Thompson, 18 points. Kevon Looney, 10 points. Gary Payton, 10 points. Andrew Wiggins, 10 points. Off the bench, Jordan Poole, 15 points. Jonathan Kuminga, 17 points. And Otto Porter Jr., 10 points. So everybody truly getting into scoring production last night. And shout out to Jonathan Kuminga and Jordan Poole, still giving us great production. Those are great players. Fantastic. Great role players. And then for the Blazers, once again, had to stay away from this one. Just no Nurkic is too much. We had Drew Eubanks at the starting 5, 2 points, 5 rebounds. That's not Nurkic-esque at all. And then Anthony Simons, 24 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. That was the only good production last night, like we know it is. So Blazers, man, oh man, unfortunate, they are done for the year. And then the last game of the night here, the Nuggets at the Kings. Nuggets get the win, 128-110. We gave this Kings team a little bit too much credit. Once again, respect the Nuggets, respect Jokic. He is MVP. Got it done. 25 points, 9 assists, 12 rebounds, 4 steals, plus 17 on the floor. Get it done. Jokic scoring pretty much by himself. We had Will Barton led the team in scoring 31 points. Very well done. Bring it all together offensively, because we know it's not Aaron Gordon, 12 points. We know it's not Jeff Green, 7 points. Monte Morris had a really nice night, 19 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And then JaMychal Green coming off the bench with 12 points as well. We'll give them credit. So the Nuggets, another win under their belt. And then for the Kings, letting us down, Sabonis, a great night, but losing, classic Domantas Sabonis. 33 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists for Sabonis. Then we had De'Aaron Fox, 20 points, and that's really where it fell off. So the Kings, we wanted to believe in them. We want to give them the credit, the benefit of the doubt here, but they truly just let us down last night. They kept it close, had a lead in the first half, but Jokic closing out games, well done. MVP closing out games. You see, folks, take that, MVP. Yes, sir. All right, so Nuggets get the win, 128-110. All right, that is all the NBA from last night. Now let's quickly see what we have on deck for tonight in the NBA. Once again, we went 5 of 7 last night in our official bets. Gotta love it. And we've got some games on tonight. Some back-to-back, so we'll stay away from those. But others, first game back after the All-Star break, so we'll probably just focus on betting all of those tonight. We will take all of those. All right, but here we go. Quickly. Here we go. First matchup up here. And what the hell, folks, is this? What the hell? Vegas still on their bullshit of loving the Charlotte Hornets, folks. Because we had this disrespectful as heck spread. Raptors -2, Hornets +2. You better hope everybody is dead. Everybody is dead on this Raptors team for the spread to be like this. For the Raptors, we get, all right, this is why. Okay, Fred VanVleet, a game time decision, and OG Anunoby is out. So let's see if we get any confirmation on Fred VanVleet. We need him. Without Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby is out. This was 42 minutes ago. We get any news on Fred VanVleet? We need him. We need really all the starters to play for this Raptors team. They don't have the best bench. That's kind of the biggest knock on this team. But at the end of the day, I mean, we can rely on Pascal Siakam to really fill in wherever. So if Pascal Siakam needs to play the 1 tonight, and once again, folks, watch out, because after tonight, if no Fred VanVleet and the Raptors win in dominating fashion and Pascal Siakam has a great game at the 1, that's going to be the headline on tomorrow, folks. Pascal Siakam is the MVP, and what have we been saying for the last month, folks? He needs to be in the MVP discussion. So watch out for that overcompensation tomorrow, folks. It could definitely happen. We get any news on Fred VanVleet? I want like a leaning towards playing. If we're leaning towards Fred VanVleet playing, then yeah, I could take that -2. But with him potentially being a game time decision, have to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Let's see what we got. Why the Hornets, Gordon Hayward out, Cody Martin is game time decision, Jaden McDaniels game time decision, and Nick Richards is a game time decision. But Raptors -2 here. We're taking all the games that are not on back-to-backs, and I'm still going to bet on this Raptors team. Once again, the Hornets, they live and die by runs. This Raptors team a little bit more solid. Nick Nurse, I'm sure, can make do if no Fred VanVleet for one game here and there. So Raptors -2, we're going to take it. And once again, watch out for Pascal Siakam to be in the paper tomorrow, MVP #1 frontrunner. Watch out for that. It will happen, folks. We know it will happen. We are always a week at minimum ahead of the national media, and we'll see that within the next week. All right, next game up here is the Thunder at the Pacers. Thunder on the back-to-back, so stay away from this one. And the Pacers got to win this game, -6.5, but we'll stay away from this one. So Pacers, do your thing, please. Thunder are not good. We know this. All right, then we get the Spurs at the Warriors. All right, bingo, bango. Spurs -3, Wizards +3 out here. All righty. Let's see who's all good to go for the Spurs. We get Romeo Langford, Joshua Primo, and Josh Richardson all out for the Spurs. And for the Wizards, Porzingis still not ready to make his debut. What the heck is this? The heck is going on here? But I'm going to take the 3 here with the Wizards. Both these teams are really, really bad, especially after the trade deadline got a little bit worse. No Davis Bertans for the Wizards to pick up Porzingis. I don't know if I love it. They lost Bradley Beal for an injury, unfortunate, so it's really just Kyle Kuzma out there. But the Suns losing Derek White, some of their depth. Watch out for Jacob Poeltl tonight. He probably has a good night, but I'm going to say this is a close game overall, and I'm just going to take the points here. That's really what we're betting. We're taking some points. We'll take 3 points. Don't love it either way, but we'll take some points. All right, then we get the Rockets at the Magic, and once again, we've been wanting to bet this Magic team all year long, but once they made that good run, they floundered ever since then. So after the All-Star break, are they going to be able to get right here? We'll see. Rockets +3.5, Magic -3.5, and I think I'd be fine with only swallowing 3.5 here by the Magic. For the Rockets, everybody's good to go, and for the Magic, oh no, gotta stay away from this one, and we'll flip it. We may have to flip this one. No Moritz Wagner, come on. No Jonathan Isaac. Bol is out for the season. No Markelle Fultz still, and RJ Hampton is a game time decision. So no Moritz Wagner, but I guess we have Franz Wagner, a little bit of the better. I kind of mixed them up there for a second. I thought it was Franz Wagner that was out, but it's just Moritz Wagner out, so he barely plays anyway. He should be playing, but they don't really play him that much. So yeah, we get Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner. That's all good. So we'll take the Magic -3.5 here over the Rockets. We know the Rockets are really not good at all. Really at all. All right, next game up here, Heat at the Knicks. And once again, ding, 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 ding. Bet against our sponsors. Shout out, legally obligated to read this. So, all right, here we go. This is the message from our sponsors, the New York Knicks. Come out and watch the New York Knicks get absolutely destroyed tonight against the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are so much better than the New York Knicks that betting on the Heat is a guaranteed hit. The Knicks will lose. Our organization is not good. Sincerely yours, the New York Knicks. So, legally obligated to read that. Once again, we get no more Kemba Walker for the Knicks, so we'll see how long our sponsorship continues. But I get this Heat team after the All-Star break, well rested and healthy. That's who you bet on tonight. Let's make sure everybody's good to go here. For the Heat, everybody's good to go. Markieff Morris and Victor Oladipo not ready to come back yet. And then for the Knicks, we get Derrick Rose game time decision. We'll see if he goes. They need him to go. I'm assuming he goes because no Kemba Walker. And then Nerlens Noel's a game time decision. But I'm still not buying into this Knicks team at all. Julius Randle, we'll see if he's still able to go after the All-Star break, if he's still going to be hot. Evan Fournier is abysmal in crunch time, in game time situations, so give me the Heat -5.5, no problem here. That's a great bet. That's the best bet of the night so far, absolutely. All right, then we get the 76ers at the Timberwolves. James Harden making his debut, and look at this spread. 76ers only -2.5. Timberwolves +2.5. We like the Timberwolves, and Vegas was right about them last night being +2. Now they're +2.5 here, but it's Joel Embiid and James Harden. I'm betting on that, folks. There are NBA champions, so we're making a little bit of a detour here. I know we don't bet back-to-backs, but we are betting the back-to-back tonight. 76ers -2.5. I can make the exception here. This is disrespectful value. Last night we couldn't really tell tell if Grizzlies -2 was disrespectful value, but this one we definitely know is disrespectful value. Vegas had it right last night. Now they're trying to double down and get cocky to be like, hey, we know what we're talking about. Don't get too cocky. Don't get too cocky, Vegas, by having this Timberwolves team only be +2.5. Anthony Edwards, he's in a funk, folks. In a back-to-back, I don't think the funk comes out and gets out of his clothes. The man stinks. It's stinking it up a little bit. So give me the 76ers -2.5. We are making a little bit of a exception on our no back-to-back rule. Then we get the Pelicans at the Suns. Suns on the back-to-back. Suns -7 on the back-to-back with no Chris Paul. I don't know if I love that. I think I'm leaning toward Pelicans +7. I think that's the better way, but we're not pushing it on the back-to-backs. Then we get the Mavericks at the Jazz. Mavericks +5.5. I love that so much, folks. Mavericks +5.5. Jazz -5.5. Rudy Gobert cannot guard the perimeter, and newsflash, that's all the Mavericks shoot is threes. So good luck with that, and they get 5 points there. I love that. But for the Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr. is out. Reggie Bullock is a game-time decision. Trey Burke is a game-time decision. For the Jazz, Rudy Gay is a game-time decision as well. But I'm loving the Mavericks with the points here. I think that's fantastic value. And then the last game of the night here, the Clippers at the Lakers. Clippers +1.5. Lakers -1.5. For the ins and outs here, we get Paul George not ready to come back. Norman Powell still out for the Clippers as well. And then for the Lakers, LeBron game time decision. Anthony Davis is out. Oh my God, this is not good at all, folks. I can't bet this game. And I know we said we were going to bet every game that's not on the back-to-back, but this Lakers team is so abysmal. This Clippers team is so abysmal. I'm not going to bet this game. I'm not going to put my reputation on the line for a lackluster Clippers team and a team LeBron doesn't even want to be a part of anymore. And how crazy is that? You're giving up. I can't respect the King for that. So not going to bet this game either way, and I guess we make up for that bet by betting on the 76ers -2.5 with the Timberwolves on the back-to-back. Alrighty, so loving some great value. Mavericks getting points is absolutely exceptional value. Knicks only Heat -5.5 is exceptional value. So really great values tonight. Hornets -2, we love it. If Fred VanVleet is playing, if he's not playing, it's still solid value, decent value overall. So some real great value tonight. We've got officially 6 games taken tonight, folks, and I stand behind every single one of these. I know we went quick on these, but I still feel very, very confidently about these, folks. Absolutely. Great value tonight all across the board. So here we go. Final time, what we're taking, endorsing, loving, betting on tonight. Raptors -2, Wizards +3, Magic -3.5, Heat -5.5, 76ers -2.5, and the Mavericks +5.5. I can guarantee you right now on my end, I am 100% taking a 3-team parlay of itself of Heat -5.5, Mavericks +5.5, and the 76ers -2.5. I think I'm going to put that one in there, even though it is on the back-to-back. I love the 76ers team. James Harden making his debut, folks. Got to love that. Got to bet that. So that's what we've got tonight, folks. Loving the value all across the board. We've got 6 great picks. Absolutely. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We're back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, breaking it all down again, telling y'all why we were right all day long, like we kind of did today. So we'll be back tomorrow, folks. Back tomorrow, live noon Eastern. We will officially start our NFL final thoughts on every single team, breaking down our final thoughts before we get too crazy into the offseason where revisionist history is trying to be kind of sprung up around every single corner. Alrighty, folks, we are out of here. Doesn't seem like anything is breaking, so we are out of here. Have an absolute great one, folks. Bet against our sponsors, the New York Knicks. We are still having our sponsorship with them. And, man, oh, man, great value tonight. Go bet. As soon as I'm done with the show, I'm betting, folks. I got to bet because those bets are fantastic. Alrighty, folks, we are out of here. Have a great one. DeMar DeRozan is not MVP, but he's great. Jokic, shout out to him. MVP, MVP, MVP. Alrighty, folks, we are out of here. Give Jokic some more respect, please, please, please. That's what I ask of you. Do I have to end the show by me pleading with y'all every single day on what we need to do? Give Jokic more credit. That's what I'm pleading for y'all to do. Please, please, please give Jokic more credit. Please. From me to you. Give that man more credit. Alrighty, folks, we are out of here. Have a great one, and we will